So this is the site of the Memphis fairgrounds. Elvis came here many times. The fairgrounds covered this whole area here behind the building. Elvis's favourite ride is Zippin' Pippin roller coaster. There's a historical marker just on the main road outside there. But the Zippin' Pippin was situated right behind these buildings here, and then the rest of the fairgrounds spread out across where the grass is there now, all the way down to the end. The Memphis fairgrounds had an overhaul in the mid-70s and reopened as Libertyland. Again, Elvis would hire that out, and it was hired out just a week or so before he died, actually, for Lisa Marie and her friends. Elvis hired the Libertyland fairground. Just making a brief stop here on the State Drive. The last known picture of Elvis alive was taken when he was driving through the gates of Graceland in the early hours of August 16th, 1977, in his Stutz Black Hawk car with Ginger Alden, his girlfriend. Where he was returning from was this place here. This was Dr. Lester Hoffman's dental surgery. Elvis was due to start a tour the next day up in Portland, Maine. So he went for a last minute checkup with Ginger Alden, and that's when the photo was taken. The last photo of Elvis was taken coming back through the gates of Graceland. Some fan outside snapped a quick picture as Elvis drove through in his Stutz Black Hawk 1973 car. Of course, Elvis was a night owl, so he called up Billy Smith, and Billy Smith was living round the back of Graceland at the time with his wife and children. He called up Billy to come and have a game of racquetball. Elvis, in between a few hits of the ball, sat and played at the piano in the racquetball building, singing Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. This was regarded as the final song he sung. Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, of course, was one of the songs that he recorded here at Graceland in the Jungle Room, or the Den as it was always known. Then late morning of August 16th, Elvis and Ginger went to bed, and then of course Elvis at some point woke up and went to the bathroom where Ginger of course found his lifeless body, and that's when the ambulance was called by Joe Esposito. So stop here, fire station number 29. The call was received here on August 16th, 1977 of somebody with breathing difficulties at Graceland, and an ambulance was dispatched from here at 2:33 in the afternoon and proceeded back down Elvis Presley Boulevard to Memphis, down to Graceland. So that's where the ambulance came from, fire station 29. Took Elvis up to Baptist Memorial Hospital, which was on Union Avenue, no longer there. Elvis was brought in ambulance here to Baptist Memorial Hospital. Baptist Memorial Hospital stood right here in front where this mound is, really. February the 1st, 1968. Of course, it was a happier time as Lisa Marie was born here. But August 16th, 1977, Elvis was brought here and pronounced dead here at 3 in the afternoon. stopped here just off Union. Just across there, Bristol Apartments. That was the location of the Memphis funeral home. Elvis's body was brought back to the funeral home from Baptist Memorial on August 16th, 1977, before being taken to Graceland. Funeral service was held in Graceland. The procession left Graceland gates. 17 white limousines and countless other friend and family vehicles came out of the gates down there and proceeded up Elvis Presley Boulevard North. So yeah, all this outside was a mass of flowers, of course, on the day Elvis was buried on August 18th. The day the procession came up the way we've just driven there. So just came on the bottom road and pulled up outside here. So let's go inside and have a look at another look at what was the Presley family crypt for a very short period. Just under 2 months actually, so let's go in and take a look. Oh, oops, banged it. Thought he was locked for a minute. Yeah, there's always flowers and what have you here. Yeah, it's locked this time. When we came last time, the doors were open. Looks a bit of a sorry state in there now, actually. Things have fallen there, and there's a candle. Somebody's lit a candle and it's fallen and melted all over the place. People have thrown cards in and pictures of them at Graceland. Thrown the pictures in there. Elvis was briefly interred on the 18th of August 1977, and they did move Gladys's body there as well, but only until October 3rd, when both bodies were taken to Graceland and the Meditation Gardens and buried there after 2 or 3 people were arrested for supposedly trying to steal the bodies for ransom, but more likely some kind of student prank, drunken prank that got out of hand. So Vernon got special permission to have the bodies removed and reburied in Graceland.